Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone?
Just earlier today, this is what I was thinking and begging literally, hoping and praying.
Please give us some club football back. We are really missing it. I can't bear international football. Give us some club football, at least some club football news. Please, Chelsea, come on. We are getting bored, you can see.
And now we have news, more news.
All right.
Yes, crazy. So much news and so early. We are back. It is Almighty Blues FC with more breaking news. Of course, some of you might be already knowing, but I think some of it is certainly surprising news for sure, right? And before we get into it, let's smash that like button as well as subscribe. Just the press of a button and the bell notification icon certainly helps us and will let you know whenever we come with more breaking news and any more uploads, and even when we are live very soon. Stay tuned for that. So yes, subscribe and the bell notification icon, and do not forget the like button as well as to share the link if you like the content whenever we bring you. So getting into it, yes, huge news. Chelsea Football Club has agreed as per Simon Phillips, and when Simon Phillips mentions something, we cannot take it lightly, right? We have actually signed Zlatan. Oops. Attila Szalai. Yes, sorry about that. Attila Szalai. Anyway, Attila Szalai is a Hungarian international, is a centre back, is 6 feet 4 inches tall, 192 centimeters, and the number one centre back that is supposedly today in.
This is really good. This is really good. My heart soars with the eagle's nest.
The Turkish Super League in Fenerbahce. It is what it is. Yes, we have agreed to sign Attila Szalai reportedly again at 20 million pounds. It was supposed to be, I think, 17 million pounds in the transfer market basically in the last few days. And yes, some content creators definitely covered this news a couple of days ago, and I personally did not really give it more weightage, thinking that okay, it's just another centre back that we are linked with and it's Attila Szalai, and I really just ignored it. Sorry about that. Definitely cannot undermine anyone, right? 20 million pounds is the fee that is reportedly the figure, but more importantly, it's a 6-year deal that we have agreed to with Fenerbahce, and at a salary of 4 million euros a year. Well, he's got to be some centre back for sure, at least by those numbers. That's what it seems like. But anyway, before we get into more details, any one of you who know more about this centre back, this signing, potential signing, I know not yet official, but again, when Simon Phillips talks, we have to listen. And again, it's an agreement. Well, things might change, but it is imminent, So do mention below what you know about this player. According to us at Almighty Blues FC, definitely we know.
Nothing.
Are you comedy me?
Yes, that's absolutely true. We know absolutely nothing. Yes, I won't lie. I did do some research about him and I did watch him in the Euros. Yes, as you know, we covered the Euros. A lot of Euros episodes were there, live streams as well. But we never mentioned Attila Szalai. This is not someone that was on the radar, at least in our scouting department.
Well done. तालियां होनी चाहिए यार हमारे लिए.
Chelsea, hats off to you if he turns out to be great. Again, for Chelsea fans out there who are disappointed by an Attila Szalai and not basically Matthias DeLigt and Jules Kounde of the likes, don't get disappointed. Come on, like we've had many defenders come over the years, right? And we have had them win trophies. Just to name a few, our captain, fantastic, current captain, fantastic, Cesar Azpilicueta. Really, did you all know about him before he came to Chelsea? £7 million from Marseille. Gary Cahill, yes, everyone knew about him because he was playing in England. Yes, he at least had the EPL experience and so on and so forth. But trust me, many of you, including me, must have counted Gary Cahill at best as a squad player.
Chal chuta.
Never as a starter, but he did become a starter, captain of Chelsea Football Club as well. So never undermine even other clubs, right? Company has been a legend of a centre back. Like he was decently known, but not a superstar before he came to City. As in definitely not a superstar, right? So there are a lot of examples coming back to Chelsea. Asia Del Horno. Again, you know, Almighty Blues FC, we definitely watched a lot of football in the 2000s, right? And we have seen Asia Del Horno being part of a championship winning squad.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You know, we had Robert Huth, definitely not a starter, but at least he was there, you know, playing many games, I think under Ranieri as well as under Mourinho. We did cover him in Who Am I Trivia, you know, again, check it out, the Who Am I Trivia series. Of course, it's the international break, but, you know, we have news, so that's why we're coming up with more news now, but yeah, that's how it is. But yeah, as in, there have been a lot of examples like this, so don't get disheartened. He might be, you know, the great player that you need maybe for years together. You know, someone who doesn't kind of becomes a superstar on day one. Azpilicueta again as an example. Like when we signed him, and even like till about say 12 to 15 months, he wasn't as a, you know, playing as a starter. He was playing in the Europa League under Benitez, I remember. You know, that is how it was. But he wasn't supposed to be a starter. It was Ivanovic at the time, right? And later on, Mourinho out of nowhere found out that he could play left back. By the way, coming back to Slazai, Slazai can also play left back. Yes, he's a left-footed centre back.
Nice.
That is what we probably need at left centre back as a backup, as a starter after Rudiger. Again, controversial there. But again, we did cover a lot of news, centre midfield as well as centre back news, you know, speculations, etc. earlier in the day. You know, maybe some of you might be watching who might be in the next day, so maybe yesterday. Check it out. The link is below. And we did mention about details with regards to Christensen and Rudiger. And in the past, we have spoken about Azpilicueta and Thiago Silva. So maybe it is succession planning already. A lot of you all, I think on Twitter, have gone berserk thinking that Slazai is going to be the starting centre back at left centre back, you know, next season or maybe January. Yes, it is supposedly a January transfer that's going to happen. For me, again, if you really ask Ankit from Almighty Blues FC, my view is that Chelsea are basically just buying their insurance policy. Yeah, it is basically an insurance policy because as things stand, now let's get real. Rudiger, his contract is getting over at the end of the year, end of the season that is. Christensen, same. Thiago Silva, same. Azpilicueta, same, right? So basically, we have 4 potential centre backs leaving. Imagine a situation, I know it's not going to happen, but hypothetically, imagine a situation where we have basically all these 4 centre backs leaving. Again, at least 3 leaving. Think about it. So we need some players. I know we struck a deal with Chalobah for an extension recently, so that's fantastic news. But I think Slazai can be a squad player. We have Malangsar, of course, and of course Ampadu of the likes, you know, who can maybe come back from loan. So these are basically an insurance policy just in case we have too many departures come the end of the year, right? And that is why we are having them until we kind of maybe strike a deal either with Rudiger and or with Christensen and or with Thiago Silva and or with Azpilicueta.
Stop it. Get some help.
This is what it is. And even like maybe, you know, we are talking to Kounde and DeLigt in the background. So that's something on. And as we know, I know it's a 20 million signing. You'll think that maybe it's definitely going to be in the, you know, first team squad at least. But you never know. You all remember Kurt Zouma, right? Kurt Zouma was signed very young as well. I know he was probably more young, but Slazai is 23, not old as well. So Kurt Zouma, he was actually signed, I think, and immediately loaned out back to Saint Etienne, and then he came back, under Mourinho, right? So that is quite a possibility as well. We are Chelsea Football Club. We loan people back. We kind of, send them back for a few months back to their club, Pulisic, for example, and then maybe, have them once they are probably more ready in the mind because they know that they're going to be Chelsea Football Club players. Until then, we are buying time to basically, get contracts over the line for our existing stars and maybe, other star players that you might want to sign, right?
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
So again, not necessary that a player has to be signed maybe 100 million for him to be a great player in future. Not necessary that the player has to be from a top international side like a France or Brazil. Not necessary, right? It can be from Hungary, yes. And by the way, Slazai has played 21 times for Hungary. That's no joke either. I know in the Euros they weren't known for the defense, but they were in the group of death and he played every minute of it, right? So he is at worst a squad player at Chelsea. 20 million, I don't mind that in today's day and age, honestly speaking. He's a left-footed centre-back as well. Like Malang Sarr is not ready yet, maybe in my view. So again, do comment below. What do you all think about it? A lot of things that we discussed, but yes, at the end of the day, this is a player that we need to look up to or maybe look on basically for the next few days and see what's going to happen officially. Hopefully, as we all want, Rudiger, Christensen, Silva, kind of have extensions signed at least for a year, and then we never know.
I mean, whatever, I guess.
And anyway, maximum in a couple of years' time, we need succession planning, by default, right? So that's what we need, some players on the books, because remember, we sold Mark Gahey of the likes as well. So that's something to be, noted as well. Yeah, there's a lot of talk there about this potential new signing, which is imminent from what it seems like. But another breaking news has to be Steven Gerrard. Yes, we covered again the managerial merry-go-round, a lot of talk on the managers that we had in the last couple of days, last week even. Check out the links below. But Steven Gerrard has been announced as Aston Villa Football Club new coach. Yes, head coach, come manager, whatever you may call. It's a 2.5-year deal.
Wow.
It's a short deal, but anyway, you never know. This is what modern football is like. And at the end of the day, Aston Villa definitely are not one of those clubs which is going to sack, every minute. So I think it's good enough. All the best to him. Obviously, he's not going to say no when Aston Villa comes calling the Premier League for the first time. So he's taken that with both hands. But the Rangers spot is now empty. Now, first of all, do you think Frank Lampard, whom we touted, would go to Norwich City? Again, by the time you watch this video, things might change and he might become Norwich City manager. That's something that you have to kind of tell me. But do you think he can be an option for Rangers now?
Quiet.
A lot of Chelsea fans that I see on the timeline on Twitter that are mentioning that why not Rangers? Well, I don't disagree. He can definitely do a fantastic job, but I rather see Frank Lampard in maybe in A-League. Definitely English Premier League is maybe a little bit too much for him, but for a mid-table side, I personally don't think so. Again, relegation side is not something that I would want him, but a mid-table side is something that I don't mind watching Lampard, in the Premier League. I know it's an opposition, but that's how it is. We won't directly compete, and Lampard obviously will get some time in a mid-table side compared to a relegation side or maybe a top side. Rangers, for me, come on, we are definitely disrespecting what he's done at Chelsea Football Club to an extent, even if you're not a Lampard in, right? That's what it means, certainly. Rangers, great history. They've done great under Gerrard, but definitely far off when it comes to English Premier League sides. That's how I think. And again, no disrespect to Scottish League, but just putting it out there. What do you all think? Would like to know whether you would like to see Lampard and Norwich, or maybe at Rangers, or maybe a third club, whatever you feel, right? And then do comment below. And what do you think about Gerrard? Would he be a success?
Look at us. Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
Would he be basically last the season even? Interesting questions. And what will be the formation that is going to play? Very, very, keen to understand what Gerrard does. To end this video, definitely we have one big news, that is Thomas Tuchel coming out and mentioning that he's given everyone at Chelsea Football Club a week off, and that's fantastic because he understands what Chelsea Football Club is going to go through in the next couple of months. We have obviously the Christmas period, then we have the January period where we have FA Cup and whatnot. Of course, the Club World Cup in February, and in between, of course, the Premier League where we'll have the pressure on. We need a big squad, a ready squad. So again, if you have watched the previous video, do mention about whom do you think will be in Chelsea Football Club come January among the midfielders and the defenders, and whether you like this about Thomas Tuchel giving everyone a week off and for them to recharge the batteries and coming back stronger, hopefully for the Leicester game. And we'll be back with more news, more preview. Yes, we will be reviewing the season so far as well, so stay tuned. We will have a special guest very soon.
Yes! 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 Yes!
So thanks for watching. Press that bell notification icon, certainly helps, and do watch our uploads and give us feedback. Our DMs, the socials that is, are below. And till then, take care. I hope you've subscribed. If not, please consider and like as well.